Hello and welcome. This is a guided tour of my museum. Is this art? What a good question. Let's move on. Another good piece. Get the fuck out of here. Get off the art. Okay, so as we see here, we have some very ordinary everyday appliances. However, the way they're set up is very interesting, very, very interesting. Now, I'm not gonna move, please. Okay, thank you. I'm not gonna analyze the art for you, but well, think about everyday life and how we live. Now, moving on. Okay, so now this may just look like an ordinary appliance, but if we reframe the piece this way, something very interesting happens. Very, very interesting. Well, I'll let that be up to the imagination. As you can see, it's a very well visited art museum. Very, very popular. Many people. Yes. Now, we of course have benches for all our visitors and chairs for the museum guards, whom we have many. Look at that. A person enjoying our historical exhibition. Of course, these are very important historical figures. And this piece is, while very, very ordinary, excuse me, sir. Excuse me? Okay. Trying to broadcast over here, thank you. Of course, a very ordinary piece, a very classic piece, yet very important in the history of art. And I don't even have to mention who made this, of course. See Preston Garvey, my good friend here, enjoying this beautiful. Well, as you can see, we're over in a different era here. These were more classic pieces, where these are early modernist pieces. We see the rowboat, of course, being very modernist, very in tune with the thoughts at the time. And yes, we see the deadness of this field as a representation of how society was dying, yet still a glimmer of hope. Of course, in postmodernist society, postmodernist art, that glimmer of hope has been lost as well. But here is a positive and negative vibe in the early modernist era. Well, we all know that. Yes. Okay, moving on. Here we have some nice landscapes. I'm not gonna analyze too much on that, but there is more underneath the surface than we think. Let's just zoom in on this interesting. Yes, I think this speaks for itself. And our political exhibition. Excuse me, sir. And that's of course a very deliberate choice of bench placement. Very interesting choice made by our curator. Especially it goes very well with the political exhibition. Right. Well, moving on. A very interesting framing, and what's interesting here is that our museum guard chair, this museum guard chair, is actually part of this exhibition. You couldn't probably tell the difference between this chair and this chair, but there is a big difference, very big. Okay, moving on. And here is our postmodernist exhibition. The pieces outside are of course also postmodernist. But this is an obvious postmodernist piece, very obvious. Let's just marvel at this for a second before we get to our pride and joy. The one true true diamond of, oh, can't even, as a museum, we're very, very proud that we got this beautiful exhibition, and I mean, look at it. Gosh, what a beauty. You could stand over here and think that's a vending machine, but as we get closer, as we change our angles, as we shift, we see that more is afoot. There is this trophy, there is this, well, that's of course the most obvious statement of this beautiful postmodernist piece, the framing behind the frame, the frame behind the frame. You can only see depending on the framing. Very beautiful. Well, and well, you can't beat this. You can't beat this beautiful piece of architecture as well. We have, of course, as an art museum, made sure that even our architecture is art. Well, thank you. This has been, I hope, as enjoyable for you as it has been for me as an art curator. I'm very proud of our museum. Yes, thank you for joining me today. I hope you will be back. I hope you will visit our beautiful museum in person. It's right at Spectacle Island. Thank you very much, and I'll see you. Bye.